It's the moment all you Wingfeather fans have been waiting for. How do you make a good maggot loaf for your Wingfeather theme party? You are about to find out. Welcome to Celebration State, where we help Christian creatives to grow in their creativity and in their love for God. We wanted to wrap up this fun Wingfeather themed birthday party playlist. If y'all think of more things that you want to know about throwing the ideal Wingfeather party, let me know, put that in the comments, because this is all I can think of so far, and this was all that we actually did. Here is the nutshell about maggot loaf. You want to basically make a delicious dessert, but you're gonna put things in it, elements in it that make people think of gross things. So it itself is not actually gonna be gross. It's actually gonna be this wonderful, potentially decadent dessert. So there are a lot of different ways that you could do this, and I'm gonna mention an alternative idea of how you could do this. But basically what we did is we did layers of Jell-O and different things inside of it, like gummy worms and crumbled up little bits of pretzels, to make it seem like there were possibly things growing inside. So the Jell-O that we chose that I think works the best is actually pistachio pudding Jell-O. These are the pudding Jell-O boxes that you can find at every grocery store, and you probably want to get the instant ones if you can, unless you have time to wait for it to kind of solidify. Then you can get, the ones that you cook and things like that. But the other thing that was fun that we threw in were crumbled bits of cookies, and it just kind of adds to this sort of shaggy, decomposing sort of look. So the cookies that we added and we like to add are Oreo cookies. You might want to get double stuff. I'll leave that up to you. But Oreo cookies crumbled up, as well as Chips Ahoy, just regular chocolate chip cookies. So you could say that the crumbled up little bits of chocolate bits might be animal waste if you wanted to go the extra mile. I can't remember if we actually said that. You're gonna have all of this in different layers. So you would have a layer of pistachio, and then you'd put, crumbly cookies and crumbly pretzels on top, maybe hide some worms in there, do another layer of pistachio. So you're gonna want at least 2 layers of this pudding, and you're gonna separate that with crumbled up bits of cookies and all kinds of things like that. And so almost like you would layer lasagna is what you're gonna end up doing. And so the top layer is gonna have everything that the middle layer had, which would be the crumbly cookies, the worms, the crumbly pretzels. Then what you may want to add on top of that might be some chocolate syrup drizzle. And if you want to, you can get creative and add more things. If you had maybe some flies that you found, like plastic flies, you could put that on top of the maggot loaf. You could also, because it's not like an actual cake and it's not that solid, you may not want to actually put heavy things that you would put in actual cake if this is for a kid's birthday party. So things like a big old thick candle might not work. The little ones work fine. We found out as long as you're not too crazy with the cake, it worked totally fine. And then the other thing that we also found worked out, because we did this cake idea for multiple different parties, is you could also stick toothpicks in, and you could have, kind of a paper cutout of happy birthday, or some sort of image that you want to put on your cake as well. So we tried this also for a Gregor the Overlander cake, which is about these people that live underground. And so we had this rat that we put on top of that, and we used strawberry syrup because it's supposed to be carnage and battle. These are some of the things that kids start to like when they get to be a certain age. So we said, okay, fine, we'll do that for your birthday cake this one time a year. The other cake that we made that was like this was a Dagobah swamp cake. And it's very, very similar how we did all of it, except for we put a spaceship on it. Is it a Star Cruiser? Oh man, all you Star Wars people are gonna come after me. Let me know in the comments, what is that thing? Is it an X-Wing? I don't know what it was. So if you have more ideas, please let me know. But this was just a fun cake that made all of the girls that were at the party say, ew, that's so gross. house, and it was just kind of fun and funny. And if you use the pistachio pudding with all those things that I mentioned, it will be a good taste combo. I will say gummy worms, they don't really taste good in the Jell-O, but it doesn't taste bad. It's just one of those things that, you know, it really gets the point across that there's worms living in this thing. There's one more idea that I wanted to share with you that you could do instead of a pudding idea, which would be more like a cake, more like a loaf. And that's when you make a cake and you roll it into kind of a log shape. And you could do this and put worms inside of that. And I would still recommend putting some sort of either very runny kind of frosting on top, or pudding potentially on top as a frosting. Let me know if you guys get creative and do something with that. But that was my other idea, that could actually work. But making that sounds really time consuming. And I usually don't have a lot of time when I'm planning parties because I'm being so extra about everything else. And if you've watched the other videos in this playlist, you can find a link right here if you want to see them. But we went over the top with the decorations, we went over the top with the other foods, we made cheesy chowder. So I did not have time to be too fancy with this dessert. But I hope this video blessed you. Thank you so much for watching. Be so blessed.